Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I'm glad you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. The term state capture was adversely used during the Kenya Kwanza's campaign. The term state capture was used to literally mean privatization. And one of the examples that was used when Mudavadi and the team were referring to as state capture was the Kenya Ports Authority. That Dubai-based port wanted to acquire Kenya Ports Authority so that they could operate it and manage it completely. So state capture came about, and that is the time most Kenyans learned about it. There were a lot of captures. There was a state capture, there was parliament capture, there was a lot of other examples of captures. Parastatals were captured. Why have I decided to go back a bit into that narrative of state capture? BONI KHALWALE, in yesterday's event within the Mulembe Nation, made his stand known about the state capture, about privatization of farms, privatization of companies owned by the government, or rather parastatals. So he made his point known to President William Ruto and in front of GACHAGUA and the Prime Cabinet Secretary that he is not going to support the idea of privatization of 1. Mumia Sugar Company, 2. Nzoia Sugar Company, and I think other companies, other parastatals.
Mmesema last week kwamba factory kampuni za serikali zitakuwa privatized, na ndani ya hizo kampuni tuko na kampuni zetu za miwa, Nzoia Sugar Company and Mumia Sugar Company. I beg you, mimi kama kiongozi kutoka jamii yetu ya Waluya, babu zetu walipeana 12,500 acres Mumia Sugar Company, wakapeana 24,500 acres Nzoia Sugar Company. If you privatize, somebody will go away with ancestral land. Sisi hatuwezi unga mkono maneno ya kuprivatize Nzoia Sugar Company and Mumia Sugar Company. No. We cannot. And this is not out of disrespect for the president or the government. That is the little we have. Mmesema last week kwamba factory kampuni za serikali zitakuwa privatized, na ndani ya hizo kampuni tuko na kampuni zetu za miwa, Nzoia Sugar Company and Mumia Sugar Company. I beg you, mimi kama kiongozi kutoka jamii yetu ya Waluya, babu zetu walipeana 12,500 acres Mumia Sugar Company, wakapeana 24,500 acres Nzoia Sugar Company. If you privatize, somebody will go away with ancestral land. Sisi hatuwezi unga mkono maneno ya kuprivatize Nzoia Sugar Company and Mumia Sugar Company. No.
So BONI KHALWALE smelled a rat and he wondered why GACHAGUA had suddenly said he was going to tour Mount Elgon area frequently. The common notion of all people is that smoke precedes fire. You will never see fire if you didn't see smoke. Smoke must have come from a place for you to see fire burning, you know. So the government has launched a campaign to privatize its companies such as Mumia Sugar, Nzoia Sugar, and even the KQ. So this move followed a new bill that was introduced to eliminate Parliament's nod in sale of parastatals. That meant that with the new bill, that the Cabinet Secretary can decide that they want to sell Mumia Sugar without the approval of the Parliament. So the Parliament does not approve. There is a commission, privatization commission, that will handle this, but the Parliament will not approve. So this is a very, very dangerous ground that the country will be treading in, because if the Parliament cannot be a watchdog, that there is a commission that will approve, or a commission that will look into this issue of privatization, and that the CS can decide that they want to sell Nation newspaper. They want to sell Kenya Post Authority. They want to sell SGR, Kenya Railways. They want to sell Zoya Sugar. They want to sell Mumia Sugar or Chemelil Sugar. That's the reason why Boni Khalwale has sensed malice when Gachagua declared that he's going to make frequent visits and his sudden call of Mount Kenya, Mount Elgon unity. So this sent a suspicion motive on Boni Khalwale's mind, and Boni Khalwale said it on the face in front of Rigathi Gachagua that he will not support it. And it's not that he's being insubordinate, but he will not support that move. So the state-backed privatization bill, which replaced 2005 bill, mind you, the 2005 bill that was brought about when Kibaki was still in power, sought to give the parliament powers in making decisions as to whether a parastatal or a government-owned company can be sold to a private firm. So that bill of the 2005 was replaced by what William Ruto introduced as a state-backed privatization bill, one that offered the treasury more powers in the sale of parastatals. So in the new arrangement, the Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury will approve the sale of state-owned firms together with the Board of Privatization Authority, which is currently the Privatization Commission. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can decide to take sides on this matter. You can decide to have a sober mind and say that the country cannot lead in that direction, and that this privatization bill seeks to enrich the rich people within our society. That when that privatization is actualized, then the people will buy shares. They are in government. There are people in government who will buy shares in these companies and seek to control. Mind, if you can control 50+1, then you can control the operation of that company, and that company will be literally yours to make decisions because you control more than the half of the shares. So, ladies and gentlemen, do you agree with Boni Khalwale? The matter of fact is that I personally agree with Boni Khalwale when Boni Khalwale declares that it is not going to be business as usual. We can't allow privatization of our only farms, our only company, our only heritage. That cannot happen. So, ladies and gentlemen, kindly weigh in on this matter and give us your feedback. And once again, I'd like to urge you to stay safe and stay blessed until we catch up again in our next analysis.